Okay, so we're gonna work on doing a value scale, and a value scale takes one color and it adds dark to one side and light to the other side. We're gonna go with red, just start with the primary because that's kind of one of the easier ways to begin. So we're gonna start by just picking up a little bit of paint. You noticed I wet my brush first and I dried it off so it's not incorporating a lot of water into the paint. Just gonna pick up a little bit on the edge. And I'm gonna paint what we call the true hue. Right here in the middle box. I'm using little short dabby strokes, trying to get it really smooth. I kind of outline first. I've got my flat square brush so that it allows me to keep nice, crisp edges. Okay, and I just do these short little pulls. And I keep turning my paper so that I can always see where I'm going and pull it towards myself because that's how I have the most control. I've got my fingers on the ferrule. Just short pull. And I'm working fairly fast so that the paint stays wet, and that's gonna allow me to be able to smooth it. Okay, so that's really pretty smooth. I'm gonna add just a little bit more paint into my brush and give it a nice second coat. I'm gonna pull a little bit longer stroke this time just to help smooth everything out. It's a nice flat color. Okay. So my goal here is no streaks, crisp edges, overall neatness and fabulousness. And then we're gonna head into correct tones and shades. Let's start with tints first. They're a little bit easier. So I'm gonna go over here to my red paint. That's a true red. And I'm gonna pull just a little bit of it kind of out, tease it out just a little bit. I'm gonna take the color down a notch by adding white to it. So I wanna clean my brush, dry it, and then just pick up a little bit of white and begin to mix that in. Remember, white's a pretty weak color. So if you just put like a teeny tiny pin dot, it's not gonna do much. I just wanna take this down like one notch. I feel like that's more than one. If it looks like it's gotten really, really light, like a light cotton candy pink, you've put too much. The way you would fix that would just be to push a little bit more red back in. Okay, so your goal is to just go like one stair step down from red. Now I'm starting to get a lot of paint kind of up here near the ferrule of my brush, and I don't like that. It makes my brush feel chunky. So I'm gonna kind of wipe some off on the edge here, get it nice and thinned out again, because I'll be able to have better control. And then I can just pick up a little bit on the tip. I'm gonna go one box beneath the original true hue. Same process. Take your time, there's no rush here. If you rush with this kind of painting, it's gonna show. There's really no way you can shortcut it. Okay, I have enough paint in my brush to go the whole way on this one. Okay, and then I'm gonna smooth. like we said, that should look one stair step underneath. Add just a little bit more. I want no streaks, so no white of the paper, just nice solid color. Sometimes that's going to require letting it dry once and hitting it with a second coat. I'm gonna rinse out my brush. Get that extra water out. Pat it dry. Still pretty gross. Get it nice and clean. Okay, getting better. All right, now I'm gonna take this one step down pink color and I wanna take it down another step. So I'm gonna pick up a little bit more white, and I'm not gonna mix it into this whole section. I'm gonna just kind of start small, a small little swirl with my paintbrush so that I can see the color before right next to it. That's what's gonna help me judge. Have I taken it down too far? I'm gonna say yes on this one. That's a little, probably more light pink than what I want. So I can just kind of barely start eking a little bit of that original color back in until it looks like just a nice one stair step down again pink. Keep in mind, everything that you mix will dry a little bit darker. And if you lay something down on the paper and you feel like it's not enough of a value change, if I can't see a difference between the one before and this one, you can let it dry, adjust this color that you just mixed by adding a bit more white, and then just overcoat it. No big deal. You don't have to even finish the whole section. Just smooth out what you got, let it dry. Key is let it dry. Otherwise it's gonna mix together with what you had before. Okay, and then I need some nice smoothing strokes here. Smooth all that out. Okay, nice stair step down. And now I'm gonna do one more. And this time, because I really want this to be, you know, a fairly light pink, I'm gonna just, where white and pink are meeting here, I'm gonna barely just kind of swirl those together into my pink that I just made. That way I've got quite a bit of white, and I can really control slowly how much of this pink that I start pulling in. And be sure to keep your circle of paint that you're mixing really small and tight. You can see it's not all over my brush. I'm just barely kind of dancing my brush in there. And so now I can really see my red, my first color that I mixed, my second color that I mixed, and my light pink, all right here in a row. So if I was doing something where I needed all four of these colors in order to get a nice gradual color shift, I'd be able to just drop them, just boom, 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 right in a row. Going too fast, feel free to hit pause so that you don't feel rushed in your smoothing or in your crisp edges. Okay, so 4 nice color shifts, nice tints of red right in a row there. You're gonna clean your brush out pretty good. And now we're gonna go the opposite direction. So now we're gonna take this darker. We're gonna tone or shade our red. I'm gonna pick my red up and kind of move it over a little bit. The opposite of red on the color wheel is, think about it, what is it? If you were thinking green, you're right. So we're gonna add just a touch, just a teeny little bit of green into this red, because remember, opposites on the color wheel will take a color darker. We don't need much green, just a little bit. Okay, let's do a quick test on that and see if that's actually looking a little darker. Yeah, that's a good. Okay, so just one step darker.